Yeah,
Yay!
got
You guys
it.
hear me?
Yes.
Technology, right?
Yeah. Accept.
Hi, guys. It's kind of. Hold on.
Hello.
Wipe this
It's a
off.
pleasure to have you here on our live stream.
Yes. Thank you so much for inviting me. Thanks. Thank you.
For joining. So everybody,
How are you
me,
doing?
I blessed and highly favored.
And what was your name? Tell me a little bit about you. I know here I go interviewing people, right?
I'm Cheyenne. I'm intern with Ambition Entertainment, and so I'm just one of the interns that do the interviews every Sunday. So
Nice to meet you.
nice to meet you as well. Can we know a little bit about you?
Yes, I don't even know where to start. I mean, okay, I will start though. You want me to be specific or just go? I'll just go
Uh,
down the line of it.
you can give us a little background on you and your journey into like your creative field and like what inspired you to pursue it. Like a
That's
little bit
okay. So originally, I'm from Chicago. I'm originally from Chicago. I was born and raised in Chicago. But you know, there's this debate, and I think a lot of people have to like join in on it. I was born in Chicago, but I ended up going to school in the suburbs. So, am I from the suburbs or am I from Chicago? That's the
I'm a
problem. And not
suburban
everybody
kid.
want to be like, no, you're from the suburbs. I'm like, but I was born in Chicago. I think I spent most of my life growing up in Chicago, but I did grow up in the suburbs just a little bit. Shout out to the Chicago suburbs if you're in here. But so I initially went to Columbia College. I studied like radio and communications at the time. It was radio and communications. I think they changed the program now, so I don't even think there's a radio significant course anymore. I think it's just communications or journalism. But so I did that. I went to Columbia, I graduated, and then I got an internship at iHeartMedia. At the time, it was Clear Channel, and I was a traffic producer. That was fun. So I did that for some years, and then I ended up moving to New York and working with SiriusXM for 2 years, Hip Hop Nation. And then after that, I went to Revolt TV, which was the best job I've ever had in my life. It was so much fun. Like I had the opportunity to do so many really cool things. One of my interviews on Revolt TV is in the top 20. It's actually a girl from Chicago with a crazy story, and I got to produce it, interview. It was really cool. So if you guys have a second, go check that out on Revolt TV's YouTube channel. Just put the videos in order from 1 to 20. Then the 20th video, I think, is my interview. But so I did that for 2 years, and then I worked at Complex for 4 years. And yeah, so I've been to a lot of different companies, but I'm just a Chicago girl at heart, really. So it's great to come home and be able to inspire people, because really I did this just, I don't even know how I did it, but I'm from Chicago. All I did was really move to New York and just network. But yeah, it's funny because I was already doing like the blogging and the I hate calling it podcast. It's not really podcast, but I was doing all of that way before I guess everybody kind of like jumped on the bandwagon. So I had a chance to interview a lot of really good people ahead of time. So did some really dope interviews. Like I interviewed Prodigy before he passed. I got some old Lil Baby interviews when he used to rap. So I was there, seen it all. That's my little spiel.
Wonderful. Fun fact: I go to Columbia College. I am a junior.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I like it. It's something besides them robbing us with the money. Besides that, but also our executive director Moesha, she also was an alumni at Columbia as well.
I'm so happy that I got a chance to learn from people that are really in the industry. I got the best advice from them. So it was great to actually go there and be around a lot of my peers that are doing great things in the industry. So shout out everybody that went to Columbia College.
Yeah. So,
Yes.
so I'm just gonna dive right into some of the questions I have for you. Um, so I done some my research on you. Marvelous. I'm very impressed by you and all the things, your interviews, everything. So, along the way, I know you've been involved in some incredible projects, including your work with Complex and Revolt TV, like you just spoke about. How did your job at Complex and Revolt start? Also, what did you learn for those experiences?
Ooh, good question. Um, so I can tell you a funny story about my Revolt TV position. I actually, oh, do I want to tell it? It's such a long story, but really, I kind of got the opportunity from just doing what I love. I ended up, so I interviewed Prodigy in Chicago when he came here. He was on tour with Alchemist. This is a long time. This is before everybody was even doing interviews. Shout out to Brianna at Swank because she actually helped me set up the interview because this was when the Shrine was open. This was a long time ago. So when I interviewed Prodigy, we just became really cool friends. And then after that interview dropped, he came to Chicago several times looking for stuff to eat and stuff, and I would always recommend him places. So we kind of had like a cool friendship. So when he died, I was in New York, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go to Prodigy's funeral. So this is before I even worked at Revolt. So I went to Prodigy's funeral and I covered it. I just like created a video, covered it, and I put it on my YouTube channel. And it ended up going viral because this guy ended up getting arrested at the funeral. It was like one of his high school classmates, and he came late, and the police like roughed him up. It's crazy. It's on my YouTube channel, Drea Show, if you want to go check it out. So it went viral. TMZ used it. A bunch of places used it, and then that is actually how I like initially got the second wind attention from Revolt TV because I was already like in their atmosphere. Like I kind of like interviewed for some stuff, but then when they saw that I literally went outside by myself and just did it on my own YouTube channel, they were like, "That's exactly what we would want you to do for us." So that is like how I initially got that. But there's so many other little things that led to it, but really my advice would be to just follow your heart and do what you think is interesting, because initially I just went to do that because I thought it was interesting and I had formulated like an industry friendship, so I wanted to go pay my respect, and then it led up to me ended up working for Diddy. So it's just, you just never know. It's really all about, here's the secret, you got to do things and do it like everybody's watching. You have to do them good and do it like a million people are looking, even if no one's looking, because that honestly will lead you to your people, and people will find you that way.
Well,
So
that's a beautiful message. So, could you share with us one of your favorite projects or collaborations that you have been a part of? What
ooh,
special for you as well?
that's a good question. I'm sorry, I keep adjusting this camera. I'm so scared. It's flimsy, and if it falls off, that's gonna be a real viral moment for the interview. Because if we're on a balcony. So I would say one of my favorite interviews probably would have to be the Mothers of Peace. Just being able to bring um, five mothers who had strong stories, and they had sons in the industry that they lost. Tuka's mom, shout out to FBG Duck's mom, shout out to Ray Ray's mom. We just brought all the mothers together, and they talked about their pain, they talked about their loss. And that was the first time Tuka's mom actually got a chance to talk about how much hurt and pain she felt by hearing lyrics like Smoking on Tuka, and how she hated that her son turned into a strand of weed. So it was really powerful. That was the first time in years that she got a chance to tell the industry like she was upset. A lot of people didn't even know that Tuka was a real person. So that was the first time she got to speak, and it was just great to be able to bring that together and show the industry like Chicago's not all about violence. People want the violence to stop. There's all sorts of things going on. Everybody has a story. So that was great. And shout out to Sheena because those are all of her friends, and I just kind of like facilitated it, but it was a really powerful movement. The whole industry kind of paid attention to it. Later on, they went on and did Say Cheese and all these other platforms, which continue to carry the message, but initially started on the Drea Show. So I'm really proud of that. So that was probably one of my favorites. Second place would probably be, I don't know, probably when Boosie told me that Gucci Man was a clone, but I don't know. He took it back. Listen, Can't make this stuff
A
up.
clone is crazy. So we actually got real. They clone Tyrone situation.
Oh, girl, did you see that? I think it's a little interesting. It's a little true. I'm like, this is a little too real.
So that sounds like an incredible experience, a heartfelt experience as well. So I can really tell that your talent shines through your work. So, but can you tell us about your creative process, how you choose who you interview or write about? Like,
Oh, that's a good question. Um, I really have been listening to my heart for things. So if I see something and I think it's interesting and I like it, I kind of just move with that because I'm like, if I saw it and I liked it, that means other people saw it and they liked it. Like initially when I first found out about Boss Man Zelo, I was telling people like I like him, you know, and then he ended up kind of blowing up, and then now BT just gave shout out to BT Awards happening right now. They just gave him I think best new artist. I don't know if he won it, but he's nominated. So I'm like, see, I know what I'm talking about. I just have to listen to myself. So I kind of just go off of the things that I see that I think are connecting with like their authentic self, and then I kind of like make my decisions that way.
I love his song "Pot Scraper."
I just think he's new and he's doing his thing, so it's like, let's pay attention because he's working. He's working.
Yes, absolutely, and he's really doing his thing. Like he has songs back to back to back. Like he's a
Yes, and he
he.
just dropped a project, and he's on tour with Mellow Bucks. Shout out to Chicago. So, you know, a little Chicago in there.
So, do you typically cover upcoming artists as well, or only artists with buzz or mainstream?
I do. I actually do cover up and coming artists, and I think I want to actually create more of a platform for them, like a vessel that they can come and share their music where people want to listen and give them feedback. So more on that coming soon because there's a lot of really good music coming from the city, and I think I just want to be a place where people can find new artists, and I think that that's one thing that the city needs. Because I hate that it's always about the buzz and the cloud. It don't always got to be about that. Because there's a lot of people coming up that are working really hard that just need an opportunity. So I want to create more of those opportunities, and I have the ability to. So I think people that are in positions to do that, they should really do it because that's how your blessings come. Give other people opportunities.
Yes, we love to see it paying it forward. We
Yes.
love it. Um, any advice for upcoming artists that are seeking info on how to get write ups?
Oh, that's a good question. So you know what? I'm gonna give you my honest opinion. In 2024, I would put a lot of my energy into these micro blogs. So I would really look into Instagram and all of the pages that are posting every day that's in your niche. So if you're an artist that's like a hip hop artist, I would find every single hip hop micro blog on Instagram and Facebook, and I would focus on that because that is really where you're going to get the majority of your eyeballs. A lot of people still are on websites reading articles, but people are on Instagram, they're on Facebook. And if you want to spend some money or if you want to put your energy into something, go to the microblogs. They'll post your music video for like $25, $30, $40. Like some of them that are really worth it is a little bit higher because like if you wanted to get a shade room post, you can get your stuff posted on a shade room. If you got probably like $5,000 or so, I don't know how much it is. You could check, but if you really want to market in 2024, concentrate on the micro blogs. Do a whole bunch of those. That's smart. I want to adjust this because I feel like this isn't too good. Ooh. Hold on, let me see one thing.
Oh, the beauty is beautiful.
Thank you. I know, I just didn't get a chance to make sure it's lit good because I know you guys are taping this. Actually, that looks worse. Here, I'm gonna hold it. Okay. All right.
For the
I'm ready.
people that don't know what microblogs are, and I'm one of those people, could you do a little bit of explaining to us what they are?
Yes, I will explain. So a microblog Basically, let's see, let me give you an example. There are a whole bunch of Instagram blogs that run daily content, and you can get posts on those pages. So a microblog could be a blog that has less than 1 million followers, but they post consistently. And they actually have a really strong reach if you check. Like a lot of those pages might not have a lot of people following them, but they still post so much that they're in the algorithm. Those are the pages that you want to target. So a microblog could be, okay, so if we're talking Chicago, there's a whole bunch of really good pages that you should follow if you're a Chicago artist. I would follow International Drill. I would follow the Chicago Wave. I would follow the suburbs of Chicago, Shy News Media. Let me think. Who else? I know I'm forgetting. Oh, Chiracology. Chiracology on Reddit. I would follow them. There's a lot of pages like that that will post your music and support you. So say you get your music on 10 of those pages. Think about the traction that you'll gain from doing that. That's actually better than getting a write-up on the source and maybe nobody might see it. You know what I mean?
Start small and just work your way up, because you never
Yes,
know who will see it. So,
exactly.
yeah, I get it. I get it. So, what would you say a reasonable media budget for an upcoming artist would be? Like,
Ooh, that's a good question. It's hard to say because I know everybody has different situations, but it depends on what you're doing. If you have a project that's dropping, you should have a budget because you're gonna need at least. It's hard to say. I can't really say. It just depends on really what you're doing. Um, I don't know. Ask me a little bit more specifically.
I feel like you gave a good answer. It's like depending on what you're doing and like how big you want it to be or how much you want it out there. I feel like you gave a good answer. It was enough. You gave enough. I
It just depends, but you're gonna need some money. Like, even if you have a part-time job, if this is your passion, if you're an artist, you want to really succeed in this field, you can put away, the money that you probably use to grab a couple burgers at Wendy's twice a week. If you buy a coffee at Starbucks 3 times, like you could be saving that, using that, and just boosting your online presence. That's what I would say, because online presence is important.
okay, yeah. So I have more questions for you here. So who are some of your influences? Like who influenced you or some of the people you look up to?
Who influenced me? Who are some of my influences? Um. Ooh, that's funny. Who are some of my influences? See, this is a cliche answer, and it's changed a lot, so I don't even know. But I used to love Oprah. I used to think she was really cool. I loved her journey. I loved everything that she was doing. But now that the Epstein stuff is coming out and all those files have been released, I have to reevaluate my love for. So I don't know. I have to really think about that. But I've been inspired by a lot of people. I used to love Sway. Like coming up, I thought Sway was just the best because he wasn't messy. He used to get everybody to tell him stuff without starting anything. He was like a really good interviewer. Um, like for example, when he interviewed Kanye and Kanye like really opened up to him and was like, "Sway, you don't have the answers." Those are classic moments, and it really takes a friendship and good conversation to get people to open up like that. So I always felt like he had that. So I used to love Sway. Who else did I used to like? I don't know. It's changing. So I would say probably those two.
Okay. That's T, that's T, that's T. So can you describe a typical work day for you?
Ooh, no, I can't because it's always so different. There's always something that's happening that changes everything. So I don't even know how to describe something that would be a typical day because I've done all kinds of different things. Like, it's funny. I was looking at some footage from years ago, and like a regular day at Revolt TV, we ended up going to a march in Philly to free Meek. Remember when Meek Mill was in jail and everybody was trying to free him? We literally drove from New York all the way to Philly to free him in a march. So I remember all of those things. And it's funny, like, years later to see how the industry has changed, you know. But yeah, at one point we were trying to free Meek, and he was a prisoner in jail. Do you remember that?
I remember them freeing him. I just remember the other controversy around
Yeah.
that. I said, "Oh, they turned from loving you to clowning you
You
real."
see how quick it goes? It's like, yeah.
I felt bad for him, but it's okay. Nightmares he always gonna have in our hearts.
So, so quick.
Um, what has been the most rewarding experience you've had so far?
Ooh, what's the most rewarding experience that I've had so far? That's a good question. I don't know. Okay, let me think. What's been the most rewarding? I think, you know what, it comes and goes, because there's moments where things go viral and you're like, wow, I really worked so hard on this and it worked. So I think those are the good moments, and those happen every now and then, you know. Um, like I just did it like an investigative story on Sean Kingston. I interviewed somebody that I've known that told me the same story years ago about how Sean Kingston robbed him. And then we ended up putting it together and doing an interview, and that went pretty far. So I was like, you know, when you put in a lot of energy into things and then it ends up affecting, I guess, the landscape of the community in entertainment, those are the proud moments. It doesn't always happen, though. There's times where you can put in a lot of work into something and it doesn't hit like you thought it would be, but it's always on to the next one.
Hey, you win some, you lose some.
Listen,
Yep,
live to see another day.
yep. What skills or attributes do you are most important for success in the industry?
mm, I would definitely say resilience. I would say like the heart to not give up. You need thick skin, and when I say you need thick skin, you do for real. Like, you got to be able to log on and see people talking about you and just log off and it not affect you. You have to do that. And I think that when you become strong like that, that is what you need for this industry. You just have to keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going. So I would say resilience and the will to not give up, and not to be scared to let the public see you evolve in front of their eyes. Um, in whatever field you are in entertainment, I would say that.
Okay, okay. So, what is it like being a woman in a male dominated industry? Like, how do you just prove yourself time and time again, show them like I'm here, I'm that girl? Like,
That's a good question. I think that's something I actually struggle with. I think because it's a very male dominated industry, even in the entertainment field in Chicago. I think I really shout out to my girlies that are doing it. Shout out to like Bree Specific. Um, I can't think right now. Money Mayha, like the broadcast girls, the ones that are really doing it. Because it's hard. It's a male dominated industry, and there's a lot of male energy that you have to deal with. But I think it's funny because I'm built for this. My best friend was my little brother, so I know how to hang out. You know what I mean? I'm actually a tomboy. I played softball, and yeah, I play with the boys. So listen, I'm ready.
so I just want to circle back to because I know you said you went to Columbia. Jesus, I just want to know, like, can you talk a little bit about your experience there and like what it taught you? Well,
You know, I just remember my teachers at Columbia. There was one specific teacher that I had, and I remember her telling me the industry is so small. She used to be like, the industry is so small. You're going to see the same people over and over again. And me being a college student, just being like, nah, the world's big. I'm moving to New York, da 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 da. But she's right. The industry is so small. The industry is so small. You'll see the same people over and over and over again. If you go to the BET Awards 3 years in a row, you're going to see the same people 3 years in a row. A lot of the artists come and go. I will say that. But the industry people, you'll see them over and over again. So I would say making great relationships and keeping them is the key to longevity in all of this, because you might fall, but you might have 5 industry friends that will pick you back up. So make relationships, keep relationships. Try not to burn bridges, but don't be a punk. If you got to, you know, if you got to, you got to. But I think making relationships and keeping friends is going to be helpful, because you're going to see the same people over and over again. And those people are going to be in new jobs. They're going to move around. You're just going to need people. So don't burn bridges. Don't be a bad person.
Beautiful advice. Beautiful advice. Yes, I'm gonna take that into account. Me going to Columbia.
Yes.
Yes. So, when you're not working, how do you like to spend your free time?
Oh my gosh, that is a good question. I was just talking about this with my friend, because I don't know what free time is. Even in my free time, I'm still like editing something or figuring out something. So I really do need to disconnect more. I do like to read. I love to read. I think reading is great. I really have to join a book club, because I think that helps decompress. So I do like to read. I like bowling. I love listening to music. I'm a creator, so I like to consume creator content. So I'm always watching YouTube videos. Uh, yeah. And all my friends are bloggers and in the industry. So it's like we're all the same. So we might think something's fun that you guys don't think is fun. Like we might get together and edit. That is fun. Edit night.
So you say you like to listen to music. You have a favorite artist?
Well, I would say the artist that's super lit right now, like I said, Boss Man Zelo. He's definitely doing his thing, and I watched him work. When a lot of people said he wasn't gonna make it, he did it. So I'm cheering him on. Who else do I like? Shout out to Vaughn. I like Vaughn. Who else? I don't know. There's a lot of different artists that I'm listening to right now. So I can't think off the top of my head, but those two are good.
Okay, okay. So I was doing my research. I saw you're a social media manager. Now,
Yes.
wears multiple hats. She's just not that. She's all of that. But as a social media manager, how do you create and manage a content calendar?
You know, I'm gonna give you a little secret. One of my favorite apps is Later. I do like Later. Later is very helpful. I probably shouldn't even be giving this free promo, because I feel like you should get paid for it. But I use Later a lot, and that's very helpful for planning. What else? I think it comes natural, because I'm just on the internet all the time. So curating content is really just me picking things that I think is funny, and it usually resonates with everyone else. So, sorry about the ambulance. We are in Chicago. So yeah, I would say that.
Okay. So how do you maintain consistency in your brand's voice across?
Sorry, one more time. Your phone hung up a little
Oh,
bit.
I'm so sorry. It says, how do you maintain consistency in your brand's voice across different platforms?
That's a good question. How do I maintain consistency? Um, I would say, yeah, definitely using apps like Later that help you schedule content. Um, and just being consistent with the conversation on different platforms, because a lot of times it's easy to just jump in and jump in on the conversation. So I think those things are important.
Okay. All right. Can you describe your experience working with Complex and Revolt TV? Like, I'm just
Yeah.
like that. I would love to be able to work with them.
What are some of your goals? Like, what would be your dream company?
My my overall dream is to own my own record label.
Oh wow. Do you want to do like A&R, or are you trying to get, like, what would your goal be?
I want to be an entertainer. entertainment attorney.
Oh, wow. So you want to be you want to go to law school?
Yeah, I want to do that plus A&R. I just want to wear multiple hats like you. In a way, like I can do this, I can do that.
That's the best way, because then you're able to like really conquer everything, you know?
Yeah.
I'm turning on this light so that it's a little bit better. Okay. So what was my experience like? So I would say for Revolt TV, like I said earlier, that was my favorite job ever. I had an amazing time working at Revolt TV. And I think one of the biggest reasons was because um, they let us kind of do what we needed to do. So if you had an idea or if you had something that you wanted to do, you could do it. And they would get behind you and let you do it. So I think being able to do flexible things and having people believe in you and let you kind of like take the charge and the lead is very helpful. So my time at Revolt TV was the best. And I did so many really amazing things. It was just like a blessing. Like I was so lucky to be able to get paid to do stuff like that. So I would say that Revolt TV was a great experience for me. Definitely.
Love to hear for your complex experience. How was that?
My complex experience, I would say, was very different compared to Revolt. Two different, two very different companies. Um, but being there for about 4 years was amazing. Like I learned a lot of stuff, did a lot of things. I got to do a lot of really cool things, like cover the BET Awards, do the red carpet, host Twitter Spaces for the top hip hop media personalities. Um, I got a sponsorship deal through the creator program for Paramount, and I got to promote the Bob Marley movie and create a commercial for that. So like literally when I tell you everything that I've ever dreamed of came true, it did. And it sounds so cliche, but everything that I always wanted to do happened, and it only happened because I really went for it, if that makes sense. So I always wanted to work for Complex, literally always wanted to work for Diddy since watching Making the Band. And it was kind of like Making the Band. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. It was kind of like that. But those are always things that I wanted to do, and I got to do them. So I'm just blessed. But it was a lot of work. So I would just say if you're ready to work, you can have anything that you want. And it sounds so cliche, but it's the truth.
Hard work pays off. Tell you.
Yes.
So I saw that you actually attend a Rock Nation brunch. The Can you describe the overall atmosphere and how did how did you gain the opportunity to attend the brunch?
So first of all, that was the most, and you asked me probably one of the most interesting times I've had. That was probably one of the most that was the most interesting time that I had. And not only that, leading up to the Rock Nation brunch was honestly the craziest time. Because at the time I lived in Bed-Stuy, I ordered my dress off of the internet. Like as soon as I found out I was gonna go, I was like, I'm going to the Rock Nation brunch. Ordered everything, and the day before the Rock Nation brunch, like my dress was supposed to come, somebody stole it. So Amazon left the package outside. I was trying to hurry back and come home from work. Like, oh my God, I gotta hurry up because they be stealing packages. And as soon as I got there, somebody stole my package. So they completely stole my outfit. Like it was so last. I had to completely find all new stuff. And the next day I had the Rock Nation brunch. So I was really like frazzled, but it turned out really amazing because I actually got to meet Jay-Z, got to meet Beyonce. That was the first time I've ever seen. Sorry about the ambulance in the back. We're in Chicago. That was the first time I ever got to see Beyonce. Like I saw Jay-Z. Like it was the most amazing time, and I ended up spending like my last toast with Elliott Wilson. So it was actually the best. I can't even believe I got a chance to attend, but it was because I was covering the red carpet with Revolt TV. So shout out to Revolt. I did the red carpet downstairs. I interviewed all the different artists and celebrities that were going to be in the party. And then after the red carpet was over, I got a chance to attend the party. So it was kind of cool. I'm like, hey guys, I'm done working. So that's how that went.
You kind of
It
led
was really
my next question. It was the notable people that you saw there and who you got to interview.
So on the red carpet downstairs, I interviewed Remy Ma, Papoose, DJ Khaled, Fabulous, who else? A lot of different people. But when we got upstairs, that's when I met Jay-Z. Actually got a chance to talk to him, have a little conversation. I saw Mariah Carey, Beyonce, DJ Khaled, everybody. And there's pictures, so I can show you guys. So I'm not lying, because I got pictures. I was there. It was really cool, though. It was cool to just see these people in person, because I'm like, wow. You know, when you see somebody on TV, you're like, okay. But when you see them in person, it's like, okay.
That must have been amazing.
Yeah. It was cool. The food was good, because I was like, you know, what kind of food would they be serving at the Rock Nation Brunch? It was really good. They had, like, salmon bites, Alfredo, stuff like that.
Hey, that's not brunch food.
It wasn't, but they had a lot of stuff.
Oh,
So, yeah.
all right. Okay, so what did you learn or observe about the music and entertainment industry from attending a brunch?
I think I would go back to say the relationships. Everybody was friends. They were all friends. Like Fabulous, Jay-Z, Diddy, no Diddy at the time, you know. They were all friends. Everybody was friends. They all knew each other. They knew each other's wives. They knew each other's like relationships. Entertainment industry is all about relationships. So build them, mold them, burn the bridges that you don't like, but make sure you have a strong foundation of friends. And this is fun. Once you build your relationships, this is like the fun part. These are your friends. We all have something in common. So
Okay. So what was your first impression when you arrived at the event? Like nervous, excited? Like,
I mean, that was when it was in New York, because I think it moved to LA. The last couple of years it's been LA. They didn't even have it last year, because I think there was a lot of stuff going on in entertainment. But my initial thought was like, oh, this is nice. I've been to so many events that I'm just like, it was nice. It was really nice. So I was like, oh, this is nice. Good food, unlimited open bar if you drink. It was really cool. And everybody in there was somebody that really had something to do with the entertainment industry. So networking was on 5,000 in there. Everybody who was bumping into was really that dude, because it's like you wouldn't be there unless you were. So it was cool.
oh, I'm so happy I got to hear about that experience. Because when I saw, I was just like, I have so many questions. So, do you have like a dream interview or collaboration that you would like to do? Like, is it anybody in particular, a company that you like to work with?
Ooh. It's a good question. I mean, I always wanted to do something with Paramount, and I got to do that. So shout out to Paramount and the collab that I did for the Bob Marley movie. That was really cool. I was really excited about that. I still want to do something with Nike. So I think that would be a great collab. I would love to do something with Nike, or even have them sponsor some of my content, or even create content with them or for them. So yeah, Nike, I would say.
That slogan, just do it.
Just do it. Just go for it. It's
Yes,
the theme of this interview.
yes. My another question for your social media manager side is how do you stay up to date with the latest trends, changes in social media algorithms and the industry overall?
So depending on if you're taking this serious or if you're just interested in like gossip and tea, there's two different ways that you can keep up with everything that's going on. I like to put on my notifications for people that I enjoy that post content. So if it's somebody that I know that I like their post already, I might turn on my notifications. If it's somebody that's related to the niche that I'm covering for my content, I turn on my notifications. Like I have my notifications on for probably like 100 different people in the industry that will post things that I can post and repost. So notifications on. Definitely dive into YouTube because there's things that happen that you might not even know. So I would definitely look on YouTube. There's a lot of really good content and content creators creating things. So there's always content there. So I think you should just really bounce on these different apps and look up the different people and different topics that you're interested in. Of course, TikTok too. But TikTok's probably going to be gone in a couple months, maybe. They're saying that by the end of the year, we won't have TikTok, but they keep saying that, so I don't know if that's true. If we lose TikTok, are you gonna be mad?
No more unnecessary scrolling. I'm gonna be so sad.
Listen, I didn't even really jump on TikTok, so I'm not gonna be too mad, but listen.
So, how do you maintain your new relationships?
Ooh, do you mean entertainment relationships or dating?
Entertainment relationships.
Okay.
In the
My new entertainment relationships, well, I definitely like to support people. So there's a lot of people making really great content. There's a lot of people getting dope opportunities, getting promotions, having babies, getting married. I just like to show up for people and show my support because a lot of times it's not hard for you to leave a comment or like something or tell somebody happy birthday. Like it just takes you 2 seconds. You're already on Instagram anyway. So if you see somebody that you like and you want to support them. Those little comments mean a lot and they go a long way. And for busy adults like us that don't have time to see each other all the time, me liking something or leaving you an enduring comment really goes a long way. So there's people that I haven't seen in years, but they still show me love and I just love it. And we're going to meet up for coffee and catch up, when we have time. But their social support means a lot to me. And then there's a lot of people I've never met. Shout out to Big Flex 1000. There's a lot of people that I've never met that support me, and I love that. So shout out to my virtual friends as well.
Yes, we love to see it. We love to see the support in the community, especially because you never know what people going through. So you just liking a picture, or even you just saying happy birthday, thumbs up, fire. It can go a long way for certain people. So
I like your song. Keep going. Like, dude, you don't know how hard people work on stuff. A little comment is not gonna hurt you.
it's not, and it's free.
Exactly. Super quick.
Yes, yeah. So what do you hope for readers and viewers to take away from your work? Like, what's the message?
That's a good question. Right now, I really want to be a vessel and a platform for other people to tell their stories. I want to be a safe place for people to come and share their experiences and share their ideas and let me platform it and for them not to be scared that I'm going to make them look crazy. I want to have intellectual conversations and push the culture forward. I want people to come to my platform and learn something. So I'm going to be doing more news videos. I'm going to be doing more interviews. I just want to eventually create a catalog of content that people can learn from and see what was going on at the time and keep moving with the times. Sorry, the ambulance. But I eventually just want to have a database of intellectual content that helps the public get their message out and have a place to have community. So that's what I really want.
Yes. Oh, just beautiful song.
Got a lot of work to do because I don't even post that much. So I'm coming, guys.
But you had a lot of people come through for you today. So
thank you. I was hitting everybody like, if you don't come, No, I'm just kidding. Thank you guys for coming.
So in your profession, I know you probably encounter some challenges. So could you share a particular challenge that you faced and how overcoming it influenced you in your career?
So I would say initially, I felt like there was, I guess, a little bit of like a colorism barrier, but I don't even subscribe to that anymore, and I don't see it anymore. Like, I really don't. I know it exists. I know there is, obviously in the community, our Black community, there is these things that have been instilled in us, not on purpose, but, So I think initially I felt like those would be things that would hinder me, but I don't even care anymore. I'm really just going into like who I am, and it's working. So it's like I'm gonna eventually find my audience, whether you like me or not. If you don't like me, I'm probably not for you, but I will find people that do like me, and it's gonna work. So I really at first probably felt a little bit like, oh, it's gonna be harder. I gotta work harder because I'm dark skinned, da da da, which is still true. But I'm gonna still, be authentic to my true self and make it happen regardless. So I don't even think like that anymore. So I think like the question was, what were some things that I was like insecure about or something, kind of,
It
right?
was like a challenge, like any challenge that
Oh,
you face in your career.
oh, another thing I think would be balancing family and work and making sure that me as a woman, I'm still able to incorporate my family into like my work life because that's important to me. I still want all of those things. Like I still want the fairy tale. I still want kids and like I still want all those things, but I still want to chase my dreams, and I don't want to compromise any of that. So hopefully, I'm able to balance both, and I think I've been able to in a good way. So, but that's always a challenge, I think, for everybody. Anybody you ask would probably say that as a female in hip hop, because we got to stay home and do stuff, and depending on how you formulated your life. So
Yes, I ain't there yet, but I was like, "Ooh, I gotta
you'll
do
have
this.
decisions to make later. Just
It's like I gotta do all this stuff before I want to settle down and have kids."
exactly. It's like everybody gonna be like, so when you have a, it's like, dude, who's gonna watch them? I'm still traveling the world.
Like, where's your husband? I don't know where he's at.
Listen,
I don't know.
I'm
Well,
flying around right now. So
so to lighten the mood a little bit, I have a game for us to play.
let's do
Two
it.
truths and a lie.
Oh
So,
God, here we go.
since you are a guest, I'm gonna let you go first. We
Okay.
gonna try to guess.
Okay. So I give you two truths and a lie
Yes, ma'am.
about yourself
No, but
or about me.
you.
Okay. Ooh, this is a good one. I never ate a pickle. I'm 100% Ghanaian. Both my parents are from Africa. And I don't have any kids. That's probably too easy.
For me, yes, because
It is because you already did your research.
the lies you never ate a pickle. Because I watched your interview. Your parents are.
Yeah, they are.
You just said what you said. Who's gonna watch the kid?
Yeah, I did. See, I did that. Listen, I did that too easy. I'm sorry.
It's okay. We gonna play another round. So I'm gonna
Okay.
go.
Okay.
So I've ridden the elephant.
Okay.
I've been to all 50 states,
Ooh.
and I have sprained my ankle.
And you what?
Sprained my ankle.
I think you never rode an elephant.
I actually did ride
You
it.
did?
Yes.
Wait, so you never been to 50 states?
Let me
Okay.
something.
So you broke your ankle and you rode an elephant. Damn. Did it hurt your ankle? It
Yes,
hurt?
I was on crutches, physical therapy, all of that. But I
Oh.
like my physical therapist. It was cool.
See, I never broke anything. I don't know because I never broke anything.
Blessed.
I heard it's painful. So
I like to be Miss Can Do It All. So that's how I did that.
gotta take it
Yes.
easy.
In the elephant, I rode it in the circus. Yes.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
What like the what's the Chicago? It used to be like
Universal circus.
yeah, the Soul Circus.
Yeah.
I remember.
They let me ride the elephant. And that's why I use that every time and trick people up.
Aww, that's so nice.
Yes. So we're gonna play one more round.
Okay.
So you saw how to do it. So kind of switch
Yes.
up a little bit.
Yes. Okay, so let me think. I let me think. I never. Okay. I hate roller coasters. I'm a vegetarian. And I never had a pet.
This low key kind of difficult. You hate roller coasters?
I do. I hate roller coasters.
Oh, oh, dang. So I didn't get. It must be you never had a pet.
I never had a pet.
Oh, I thought for you just look like you. It just looked like you would like a music person, roller coasters.
I never had a pet because my mom is African and she's like, we don't keep dogs in the house. Like, she's like, no, I just never had a pet. So.
Aww.
I know. I kind of like dogs though. They're cute, so I might like get a dog when I have time eventually.
Be a fur mom.
A little small dog that I can carry in my purse. That makes a lot of noise. Like, yeah, I want one of those. But yeah.
Yes. Okay. Well, we learned something new, guys. We learned something new. She does not like roller coasters,
I hate roller coasters.
and she's never had a pet. So maybe somebody might want to gift you a pet.
I want a dog though. Let me see. I'm gonna figure it out.
Okay, so before we wrap up, is there anything exciting you would like to share with our audience?
Yes. Okay. First of all, you guys, everybody make sure you're subscribed to my YouTube channel. I'm going to actually be doing a nightly recap of the day. So I'm going to be going live every Monday through Thursday from 10 to midnight. So I was going to announce that in the live later, but surprise, everybody, I'm going to be doing a live show. So look out for the flyer tomorrow. I'm going to be going live. So you're going to be able to join me every night on my YouTube channel from 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. We're going to talk. We're going to listen to music. We're going to go over everything that's happened during the day. It's going to be Drea tonight. So, yeah, look out for that. Make sure you're following my YouTube channel. I would say that. So stop everything you're doing now. Go to YouTube. Subscribe to Drea O Show. I'm going to be dropping lots of content. I have a new vlog. I went to see Chief Keef perform live after 11 years. So that was a fun day. I just did an interview with The Tribe, a really dope article from Mark Raboy. So shout out to Mark. He interviewed me about the effects of social media and hip hop in Chicago. So make sure you check that out. The article just dropped this week. What else? Lots to come. Just make sure you're following me on my YouTube channel because that's where I post the most. I'm gonna start posting more on Instagram as well. But you guys, it's gonna I'm turning up. I'm gonna be dropping content all the time. I'm gonna be teaching you guys stuff, doing news reports. I got a lot of interviews. And I'm gonna also put this message out there. If you need help telling your story, if you have a story that you need help with, if you wanna go viral, you need the world to know something that happened to you, hit me up because I'm gonna help you tell your story. And I'll drop more information about that too. I'm covering individual stories. So like you said earlier, is it all about the clout and people that are pop? No, I want to help regular people tell their stories. So if something happened to you, you got shysted, some, hit me up and we're going to break the story down and let the public know. So investigative Drea, here we go.
And that's on what? Period.
And
while you guys are following her channel, go ahead and follow Ambitious Stints as well. Show some love to us.
Yes, please follow everybody. Shout out everyone that came through too.
Yeah.
Please. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it so much. I appreciate y'all so much. Who can I shout out in here? Shout out AK47, another dope blogger. Follow him. Big Flex 1000. Who else? Let me see. But yeah, shout out everybody that came through today. Shout out O's Visuals, one of the dopest videographers. You guys interviewed him. Shout out 16 Shot 'em. Shout out to Chicago Wave. Who else? I think I gave a lot of shout outs. But yeah, go follow all of those people doing great work.
And just so we can repeat it for the people in the back, where can we keep up with you again and stay updated?
What up, everybody? It's your girl Drea O, and as you know, I'm everywhere you go. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and everywhere at Drea O, Dreao, and then you can throw in the show. But if you Google Drea O or Drea O Show. Everything will come up. More content on the way. Live stream with me every night on YouTube from 10 to 12 starting tomorrow.
Awesome. Well, thank you for joining our
Thank you
live
so
show
much.
today.
I had a great time. I hope I answered all you guys' questions. Again, I'll just say make sure you follow your dreams and don't give up. Shout out Mikey Dollars too, another great Chicago artist, bigger than Chicago, but one of the pioneers. So shout out him. But yes, thank you guys so much.
It's been
thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure spending this hour with you and getting to know chatting with you. Thank you for your insight and everything. And I hope we continue this relationship that we have right now. I feel like I know you already.
I know, and if you need anything, let me know because, girl, I went to Columbia too, and it's hard out here. So if you ever need anything, just DM me. I answer my DMs. I don't see them all though, so if you DM me and I miss it, I did not do that on purpose. Do not take it personal. Just hit me again, please.
Yes, absolutely.
That's it.
So that's all I have. If you have any last words to say to our audience before we close out, it's all on you.
I would just say keep going. I'm a girl from Chicago, born and raised, that was able to follow my dreams and do everything that I wanted to do. And this is just the beginning. So follow along with me. We got a lot more to go. But you can do it too, for real. You can have anything you want if you put your mind to it. It sounds so simple, but it's like, it's the truth.
Yes. Well, until next time, everybody take care. Thank you once again for joining us. And the next time, bye.
Thank you guys. Bye. Thank you.